what is the difference then if it looks the same in terms of curriculum and other pieces? Well, you've got the textbook in front of you, and as you're looking through that, you can see, I think, some differences. It doesn't look like a traditional textbook that you may have had in high school. It's geared around activities that students complete in collaborative groups. It's them working through the mathematics as opposed to myself, Mr. Rooney, or Ms. Hollingsworth standing up here and giving a bunch of notes on the board. It's really about the students doing the mathematics.
It may involve some source of data, as is the case here. It may involve some kind of activity that's done using some sort of technology, whether graphing calculator or spreadsheet, or it may involve some kind of just purely thought exploration. So students get an idea of modeling, which is also an important piece of SIMMS, is how you use the math to model what's going on in the real world.
Might make a scatter plot using the graphing calculator. They might make a scatter plot by hand. It just depends on what we're needing at the time. This is a very technology-based program. They become very agile with the graphing calculator for recording data, analyzing data. It's deep.
It starts off easy. We get to know the material we're working with. 2.2, we start to try and use what we've learned in 2.1 to maybe apply that to a new formula, and then I think writing the own formula and intuitively coming up with formula is definitely part of the homework. And then 2.3 would be taking that to like the next level. And like oftentimes, I mean, this is my personal experience, I struggle with the homework. It's tough. I mean, it's really hard coming home with these concepts, but like just sitting down, like reading, I can get through it. And I'm very confident coming in with like questions the next day that like all my questions will be answered, and by the end of the next class, like I'm good. I'm really good.
In SIMMS, you're taught to slow down in the sense that you don't move on to the next point until you've understood the first point. You go in depth, you read it, you have to really understand it, and I think that's something that takes a little bit of time to get, but that's sort of what the class is all about.
So am I correct in thinking that SIMMS is meant for kids who are stronger in English and the humanities? Is that the way of thinking about it or not?
It's, there are students in SIMMS who are, who do have those strengths, but I can't say that it's maybe some of you can just say briefly about yourself in SIMMS and how you.
I'd say there are definitely some people who are really strong in sciences. There are people who are, as Stephen definitely is, really strong in math skills, and it's just a complete range, in my opinion.
To answer your question, I think it's for everybody. I don't think that being good at, or like being, what other classes might say good at math, I don't think that would make you any less fit to be in a SIMMS class. I think that maybe the SIMMS curriculum especially helps the kids who in other classes might not be doing as well, but I think that it helps the kids who would be doing wonderfully in other classes just as much.
I think SIMMS is like one of the most diverse classes.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the most diverse classes I'm in, just in terms of like what different classes people are taking, what sort of social groups people are part of, and what is like so exciting about it is that it's the only class that I feel like is a community. And I mean, people have been talking a lot about how their confidence increased in this class. That was certainly the case for me.
At different programs, we were looking to adopt something for the Newton High Schools. We visited a school in Vermont where the entire math curriculum was SIMMS, every student did SIMMS. And we sat and observed a senior class, and I can't remember who asked, but one of us asked the student, so you took, when you were younger, you took regular math, the regular, and you took this, which one do you prefer? And they're like, oh, the regular one, this is so much harder, you have to think. And then I said, well, let me ask it a different way. If you had children, what would you want your children to take? They said, oh, SIMMS, absolutely SIMMS, which struck me. It's not, the thinking is not always easy. It really, it's hard. It's hard to think the way they think in SIMMS, but they're getting very fit. They're developing these thinking muscles that, and it's not always pleasant on the way to developing that fitness. It's hard work.
So I just don't do it. It's just that the thrust is clearer here, much clearer and much more rooted in math program.
It has alleviated any kind of math anxiety at home. We've never had any math anxiety. And he's been getting his acceptances to college, and he did just fine on the, he took the ACT, but he did fine. And I am here solely because I just wanted to let other parents know that
I figured it out for myself or with my group, and I think that's so much more satisfying than just, necessarily, finishing first or being the best at math in the class. That's not what it's about. And so why SIMMS? It's a community, it's great, you learn so much, and it honestly is the best decision I've made at South, coming in as a freshman and taking this class.